Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are watching my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever new video will be uploaded. So in today's video, we will cover the chapter Indigo from the class 12 CBSE. Let's talk about the author. Louis Fischer was born in Philadelphia. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Fischer made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Review, and for European and Asian publications. He was also a member of the faculty at Princeton University. The following is an excerpt from his book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books ever written on Gandhi by Times Educational Supplement. This lesson Indigo is based on struggles taken by Gandhiji and other leaders in order to protect the sharecroppers. The author of the lesson Indigo is Louis Fischer, who came India at Sevagram, and he took an interview of Mahatma Gandhi at his ashram in the year of 1942. While taking interview, Mahatma Gandhi explained to him about the Indigo movement, how they fought with Britishers to set the farmer free from the injustice. So let's look at the first part of the video now. When I first visited Gandhi in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, he said, "I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. It was in 1917. So here Louis Fischer is saying, I met Gandhi in Sevagram at central India in 1942. And he had a meeting with Gandhiji, and during the meeting Gandhiji told him that I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British from India. That was the year of 1917. That means Gandhiji telling him that he had a strong desire to British to go out from India. This is what he is going to share with Fischer Louis. He had gone to December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow. There were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. So in 1917, he visited Lucknow to take a part in annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party. That means he had to attend meeting at Lucknow, and there were 2,301 delegates and many visitors. That means there were 2,301 people or member of the party and other high profile people who were going to attend the meeting. So it was a large gathering of delegates who were attending the meeting. During the proceeding, Gandhi recounted, a peasant came up to me looking like any other peasant in India, poor and emaciated, and said, I am Rajkumar Shukla. I am from Champaran and I want you to come to my district. Gandhi had never heard of the place. So here during the proceeding, that means in between the meeting, Gandhiji said there was a peasant. That means a farmer came up to me, and he was looking like other ordinary farmer of India, and he was looking very poor and emaciated. That means his physical condition was not good. And he introduced himself to me that my name is Rajkumar Shukla and I am from Champaran and I want you to come to my district. That means Rajkumar Shukla is asking to Gandhiji to come to his district Champaran, that is in Bihar, but Gandhiji had never heard the name of the place earlier. It was in foothills of the towering Himalaya near the kingdom of Nepal. Under an ancient arrangement, the Champaran peasants were sharecroppers. So Champaran is located foothill of the Himalaya near the kingdom of Nepal. Foothills refers to below. That means Champaran is located below the Himalaya and near Nepal. Under an ancient arrangement, that means they had a long-term agreement between farmers and Britishers. And through the long-term agreement, the farmer did not own the land, but they can plant the harvest. That means whatever harvest they wanted to plant, they can. But they had to plant indigo harvest in 15% of the whole land. And whatever crop was harvested in that 15% of land, that should be given to the Britishers. as a rent because farmers were not able to pay money in the form of rent. So that was the ancient arrangement between Champaran peasants and Britishers. Rajkumar Shukla was one of them. He was illiterate but resolute. Rajkumar Shukla, one of them. That means who were facing injustice. He was one of them who were facing injustice, and he also had to plant 15% his land with indigo and had to give the harvest as a rent to the Britishers. So even though he was illiterate but resolute, that means he was not able to recite or not able to read and write, but he was determined and committed to his decisions. He had come to Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and somebody had probably said seek to Gandhi. So due to his determination of get rid from the injustice, he had to come to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and he approached somebody to file the complaint, but somebody said to him that you should speak Gandhi directly in this matter, and Rajkumar Shukla requested to Gandhi to help them as they are facing injustice for a long time. Gandhi told Shukla he had an appointment in Kanpur and was also committed to go to other part of India. So here in reply, Gandhi said to Rajkumar Shukla, I can't come with you right now because I had an appointment in Kanpur and other parts of India. So I have to visit so many places in India, so I can't come with you. Shukla accompanied him everywhere. Then Gandhi returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram. So here after hearing a reply from the Gandhiji, Shukla accompanied him everywhere. That means he decided to go with Gandhiji wherever he is going. So what he did, he went along with the Gandhiji wherever Gandhiji had meeting and appointments and all. So finally, after visiting many places of India, Gandhiji returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad, but Shukla followed him everywhere, and he never left Gandhi and came along with him at his ashram. For weeks, he never left Gandhi's side. Fix a date, he begged. Impressed by the sharecropper's tenacity and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such date. Come and meet me and take me from there. So it has been many weeks. Shukla followed him everywhere and then finally came to the ashram, and whenever Shukla gets a chance during during traveling, he begged for fix a date. That means he was begging to Gandhiji to visit Champaran. So by seeing his determination and courage and all about the story behind begging, Gandhiji was so impressed and said, I have to be in Calcutta on such and such date and take me from there. That means Gandhiji finally agreed to visit Champaran with Shukla. So what do you mean by tenacity here? Tenacity means determination to do something. Months passed. Shukla was sitting on his haunches at the appointment spot in Calcutta when Gandhi arrived. He waited till Gandhi was free. Month passed. That means after traveling this so many months passed, but still Shukla was waiting for Gandhi and hoping that Gandhi will visit Champaran. Shukla was sitting on his haunches at the appointment spot. So what do you mean by haunches here? That means sitting on the ground with thigh and leg folded and waiting for something. So Shukla was also sitting like this and waiting for the Gandhiji at the appointment spot in Calcutta. And when Gandhiji arrived, he waited till Gandhi was free. That means he waited there until Gandhiji became free. Then the two of them boarded a train for the city in Patna in Bihar. There Shukla led him to the house of a lawyer named Rajendra Prasad, who later became president of Congress Party and of India. As Rajkumar Shukla waiting there, and when Gandhiji got free, both of them boarded a train for the city of Patna in Bihar. So when they deboarded the train, Shukla led Gandhiji to the house of lawyer named Rajendra Prasad. And who is the Rajendra Prasad here? Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of Congress party, and then he became first president of India. Rajendra Prasad was out of town, but the servant knew Shukla as a poor yeoman who pestered their master to help the indigo sharecroppers. So when they reached there, Rajendra Prasad was out of town. That means they were not able to meet him as he was out of town. But there was a servant who knew Shukla as a poor yeoman. That means the person who have a small farm or who does farming, and he used to come there to meet Rajendra Prasad in his house to seek help for the indigo sharecroppers. So they let him stay on the ground with his companion Gandhi, whom they took to be another peasant. So the servant did not allow him to come inside from the gate, but they suggest them to wait outside with his companion Gandhi, and they consider Gandhi as another farmer, as Rajkumar Shukla. But Gandhi was not permitted to draw water from the well, lest some drop from the bucket pollute the entire source. How did they know that he was not an untouchable? So in those days, untouchability prevailing, that many people belonging to the lower caste are not allowed to touch things which belongs to the upper level of people, and the servant did not allow them to touch anything. And when Gandhiji tried to draw the water from the well, they did not allow him to do so because he was sitting with Rajkumar, and Rajkumar Shukla was belonging to the lower category. So they did not know that Gandhiji was not an untouchable person. Gandhi decided to go first to Muzaffarpur, which was en route to Champaran, to obtain more complete information about conditions than Shukla was capable of imparting. So here, as they could not meet Rajendra Prasad, so Gandhi ji decided to go first to Muzaffarpur, which was en route to Champaran. And why Gandhiji decided it? Just because of he wanted to make sure what the Rajkumar Shukla had said, so that he can arrange required information about the sharecroppers, landlords, or the condition of the farmer, and their social and economic status or life. So he wanted to go there and he wanted to get these details, that the information will be valid. In that information will validate whatever Shukla had said. He accordingly sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kripalani of the Arts College in Muzaffarpur, whom he had seen at Tagore's Santiniketan school. So we know that the Gandhi ji started to go to Muzaffarpur for getting the information all about the condition of the farmer. So he had sent a telegram to Professor J.B. Kripalani, and he was working at Arts College in Muzaffarpur. Earlier he had met him at Tagore's Santiniketan school. So Gandhiji sent that telegram to J.B. Kripalani before moving Muzaffarpur. The train arrived at midnight, 15th April 1917. Kripalani was waiting at the railway station with large body of students. So when the train arrived at midnight, 15th April 1917, J.B. Kripalani already there at the railway station with large body of students. That means there were large number of the students came along with professor to welcome Gandhi. Gandhi stayed there for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. So here Professor Kripalani took him, the Gandhi, to the Malkani house, and he had spent 2 days there at his house in Muzaffarpur, and he was a teacher in a government school. It was an extraordinary thing in those days, Gandhi commented, for a government professor to harbor a man like me in smaller localities the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for advocates of home rules. So here Gandhiji had said that it was an extraordinary things in those days. That means country was ruled by the Britishers and people were working for them or working for the Britishers, and especially government employees who did not allow anyone to stay in their home houses, especially who are against the government or against the Britishers or doing protests against them. So it was a strange and difficult challenge for him to stay at the house of an government teacher, and in a smaller places or a small place, and people were afraid to support those people who are against the Britishers and who are supporting of home rules. That means people of villages were not supporting to the person who is trying his best to fight against the destruction home rules of the people of India. The news of Gandhi's advent and of the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran. Sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving on foot and by conveyance to see their champion. So that news, arrival of Gandhi, spread quickly through the Muzaffarpur and Champaran. That means people got to know that Gandhiji arrived in Muzaffarpur and he is fighting with the Britishers for the sake of our rights. So everybody got to know the nature of the mission and that why Gandhi visited here, and that news spread Muzaffarpur to Champaran. There are hundreds of farmers and sharecroppers came together, and some began on foot and by conveyance, that means by walk and by vehicles, they came to see the Gandhiji. Muzaffarpur lawyer called on Gandhi to brief him. They frequently represented peasants group in court. They told him about their cases and reported the size of their fee. As we saw that the people from Champaran and Muzaffarpur came to see Gandhi by walk and vehicles on vehicles. So there were lawyers and they meet him and informed him about the situation in Champaran and Muzaffarpur, and they said that usually they representing farmer group in the court and all about the status of their cases and other grievances and fee which they are charging from the farmers to fight their cases. Gandhi chided the lawyers for collecting big fee from the sharecroppers. He said, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to law courts. Taking such cases to the courts does little good. So after getting complete downloads from the lawyer, Gandhi became very angry and chided the lawyers, that means scold them, because he did not feel good to charge fee from the poor sharecroppers, and even they don't have money to manage their ends meet. So Gandhi said to the lawyer that you should not collect that big fee from the sharecroppers and the farmers, and now I have to come to the conclusion that we should stop going to the law courts, and taking such cases to the court does little good. That means we should find other alternative to find a solution, and said going to the court and taking these cases to the court, the farmer will not get justice at all. I hope you like the video. For more informative videos, do subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so that you get notified, like and share. So thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy.